I'm Stefan from Stefan Ng Explains, and today we're going to be going over every chef's secret weapon, which you can also use at home, deli containers. We're going to go over why they're awesome, their best uses, and at the end, I'm going to give you a little bonus tip. So grab a seat, silence your phones, because class is now in session. All right, these are deli containers, also known as deli cups, takeout cups. There's a ton of names, but you've probably seen these before. The reason why chefs love them, and you will too, is because one, they're stackable. Check this out. Which means when you're not using them, they're gonna save a ton of space in your shelves. Reason number two is that the lids for these fit on every single one. They have the same lid for each one. Many people know having a ton of lids and different containers in your pantry is a total mess. So a few other notes is that they're freezer safe, you can microwave them, they're dishwasher safe, they're super durable, reusable, the list goes on. They also have a tapered grip to help for holding, and if you seal these correctly, they're pretty much airtight. I mean, that's not going anywhere. Okay, let's get into the best uses. Obviously, deli containers are good for food storage. Chefs like to store food in here because, like I said earlier, it's clear so you know what's inside of it. But just in case, we like to take some blue tape like you see here on the table. We'll slap it on there, we'll write down what it is, and we'll write down the date that we put it in the fridge. That way we know when it expires. Takeout container, but it's also a good, secondhand plate or bowl just in case you haven't done the dishes. You could, throw some soup and ramen in here, some salad, some pasta, some fruit, you name it. Anything you want. Let's be real, I don't do my dishes all the time. Sometimes I need an extra bowl. Probably one of my favorite ways to use deli containers is as a drink. And most chefs, in fact, do use these as a drink container because one, glass is not allowed in the kitchen, so this is a great way to store your cold beverage in that hot kitchen. And last but not least, a really cool hack that chefs like to do is to use the lids as a kind of guide to cut through cherry tomatoes, which I'll show you right here. And fun fact, the lids are also pretty useful by themselves. A really neat trick that I like to do is to use these as a guide to chop through cherry tomatoes. Put one on the board, stack your tomatoes on there, put the lid on top, take your knife, usually a serrated is good, apply a little bit of pressure and just kind of slice right through. This way I can put my palm on all the tomatoes and get this done really smooth and efficiently, like so. Voila. All right, now that these tomatoes are cut, you've probably been wondering what I've been drinking. Well, let's get to that. Welcome to the bonus tip. As I mentioned earlier, chefs love drinking out of deli containers, which you've probably seen in the Bear. The kitchen gets hot, so you gotta stay hydrated. You can put margaritas in here, you can put 4 shots of espresso if you wanted to, but personally speaking, I like to make a drink called the Mat, which is a passion fruit mocktail, which I wanna show you how to make right now. We're gonna start with a 32-ounce deli container or a quart. After that, put some ice in it, and then grab some passion fruit puree. With the measurements, you don't have to be too exact because in this kind of environment, you're just kind of throwing together whatever you have in the kitchen, and you just wanna get your drink ready to go. You wanna pour maybe a quarter of passion fruit puree. It is a concentrate, so you don't want too much. It's gonna get diluted with everything else. After this, I'm gonna put in some bitters, Angostura bitters. It's the only way to go. This is gonna make it feel a little bit more fancier and add just a hint of cool flavor. Around 3 to 4 splashes are fine. And then afterwards, we're gonna fill this cup with seltzer water or soda water, any kind of sparkling water that you have in your fridge. And then you can now top it off with some Sprite. I'm trying to be healthy, I'm trying to watch my sugar, so I'm not gonna put too much Sprite in here, but just that added bit of sweetness is gonna make the drink taste a whole lot better. And after that, grab yourself a lime or a lemon, whatever you have in your fridge. Squeeze some of that juice in there. Get all the oils from the skin, chuck it in there. Grab some mint, smack it. This is gonna release all the oil in the mint. Toss it in your cup. Grab your knife. As I said earlier, there are more than one uses for a knife, and this is one of them. And just stir it up. And last but not least, if we're being authentic, don't forget to write your name on some blue tape and slap it on there. All right, there you have it. A citrusy, tropical, extremely refreshing kitchen sink drink. And the fun story behind this is that The mat is actually named after a guy named Matt that I used to work with. He used to fill his cup with alcohol, wine, beer, pretty much any kind of alcoholic drink you can think of. And one day he just walked out mid-shift, never to be seen again. So cheers to you, Matt. Wherever you may be. All right, and there you have it. As you can probably tell, deli containers are awesome. They're durable, they're stackable, and they all have the same lids. You can use them for food storage, you can use them to slice cherry tomatoes, but my personal favorite is you can use them for drinks. So let us know in the comments what you would use deli containers for. Now you know. Thanks for watching.